Hello, listeners, and welcome to the HB Studio Podcast, Episode 16, with Tim and Kristin, first episode of the 2025 year. In this episode, we're talking about value, purpose, and understanding. You're going to hear a short conversation between Kristin and myself about the value that we want to bring to you, the listener. We dive deep into the themes of value, purpose, and understanding, three critical pillars for personal and professional growth. We're going to share stories about navigating challenges and finding clarity in chaotic situations and believing in yourself. Join the conversation and let's uncover how these principles shape the way we connect, lead, and grow in today's complex world. Thanks for listening.
We're young.
Yes, we are.
And we're not.
Yes.
We're like right in that middle to where we have hustled for a long time.
Yeah.
And we've got more hustle to go.
Yes,
and I
ma'am.
think we're willing because that's who we are. We're both driven people. So now I want to challenge you and me to think about what in this life lights you up.
Oh, gosh. Are you serious?
Yes. What?
Name it. Life in general lights me up because it's mine, right?
Right. So are you illuminated by talking about small business?
Well, yeah.
Are you illuminated about talking about health and wellness, balance? So this is what I see. I can see us becoming a voice because of who we are, because of how we're made. We're made differently. And if you look at us visually, we are completely different.
Yeah.
And we're the same.
Yeah.
And so we bring these differences that will attract the masses. You're a man. I'm a woman. That alone, we're going to be attracting different things because you're going to relate to things that I'm not going to be able to relate to and vice versa. Then you go in our family dynamics. Then you go in our life experiences. All of it. But there's some extreme common thread between you and I that allows us to just like be in a room and act like we've known each other for 47 years.
Right. Yeah.
50.
Yeah.
Whatever.
47.
Yeah. And so what I see is the potential of getting an audience based on that versus based on small business.
Let's do it.
Based on these unique tendencies or thought patterns. I mean, Tim, think about this. We both have a concentration in psychology and health.
We do.
I feel like our hearts are very similar. And so I feel like our drive is really similar. Like you're military. I never was, but geez, to go into all the competitive stuff and just stay there. And we're both really tenacious, but somehow have a soft side. I see us having an audience that is way broader than a podcast. I see us having a radio show, like a routine radio show, playing some music and talking and helping people. And I think the root of everything I've heard you say today is that you like to help people. And so do I. That's why we became personal trainers. That's why we majored in psychology. That's why we have these servant hearts that keep volunteering at Rotary in the Chamber. And that's why we're still like hustling. And I think that's why we get burnt out too, is because we have these like, we really just want to help. And so sometimes the clouds part just a little bit and I feel like we're going to be helped by helping others.
I like that. Yeah. I mean, because on that, we can get to business later. Or we can intermingle it here and there.
It's in there.
It's already in there.
You talk about leadership. That's every single day. That's not just because you started an insurance company and you need to hire an admin and you're the boss, applesauce. It's not like that. It's walking out of your door every day and deciding what you're going to emit. You're going to be a victim. You're going to be a leader. And sometimes you cross into both. I mean, we talked about that this morning. Like, move on. Stand up, stand tall, move on. And I think that is where we need to head a little bit more.
So I mean, it sounds cliche, but think big. Because we have a broader audience.
Box it in. Remember when I was telling you that I don't want to put this podcast and the potential message that we have in a shallow box. I just don't want to do it. Because when it's time to grow, we need that box to be real deep.
Gotcha. You gave me purpose, Kristin. That's dangerous. That's dangerous.
But an episode on leadership or writing your goals down or how social media is changing, that's all in there. It's all in there. I just don't want to be one day talking about, I don't know, something that it seems like it's a loose tie into business, you know, and you go off a little bit and it just doesn't work.
Right.
You know, like, I don't need to just get a CEO in here.
Right. I need to get the person that works for the CEO.
His wife or her wife, you know, like, there's so much life in our interactions. There's so much life in our interactions.
Dude, I needed this. I was thinking shallow about this. Like, now we need to get people to support us locally. Well, actually, our message resonates with.
And it doesn't matter if you're here. It is very helpful that we're here.
It is.
Because we have a really good community. We really do. Mm-hmm. But you can be in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Listening to this.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's not.
Me.
Yes. Yes, it's not just Louisville Clemens Chamber of Commerce. Because the Pennsylvania folks are going to be like, oh, I mean, never going to go there.
Yeah, I know, right?
But in talking about the life behind a lot of these things that we're doing, they're like, yeah, that's me too. Yeah, I had that too. Oh, I've been thinking that way too.
Bingo.
But so if I can say to you, hey, what do you think you want to do? I didn't come into this day like, I got to talk to him deep about this. Like, at all. But also, I just have been doing so much thinking about, there's so, like, dreams. There's so many dreams out there. Mm-hmm. And I feel like a lot of times we either stymie them, stifle them, push them away for a lot of different reasons. One, because we're overloaded. One, because we think we have to be a certain way. Dreams. You know, I just want people to listen to us and want to dream about being better.
Maybe they already had the dream. They just needed to hear it.
Maybe. You think about Dr. King. That simply and sincerely. To where it's like, I don't have the plan yet. I don't have the plan yet. I don't know how. But I have a dream.
Yeah. That's not going to stop me. Yeah. I always have the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your dream for us?
For us? Well, I mean,
for this.
Since you gave me a focus, there is no ceiling to what we can do, because what we do can be, it can be consumed by humanity as a whole, because we're not that different from people. But our message it's going to resonate.
Okay.
It is.
When you get down.
Yeah.
You know, when you hit that low.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's your strategy? Because you're a very positive person. What's your strategy? Because you're also a very human. On when you get down, when you get overwhelmed, when you get overloaded, when you get defeated, what do? How do you handle those feelings? And how long do you let them sit?
Gosh, that's a tricky question for me. I'm positive because I don't forget. So if there's a situation where I'm down, like, oh man, this is really, I can't stand this. I try to understand it. Why am I feeling this way? A lot of people in my experience, a lot of people will come into a situation that something has really like suppressed their positivity, that it's really like pushed on them, and they'll either like ignore it, or they'll just go into something else, and that will still be there, but they just kind of like again ignoring it, but they'll focus their attention on something else. It helps me by understanding what the hell it is. Mm-hmm. So 1, I know what to look out for. 2, I'll understand myself better and how to deal with it. And 3, how to fix it, right? Because we only have one life to live, but the part of living is dealing with things, right? And so for me, it's very important that I understand it so I can deal with it. So when I go to the next thing, if it pops up, I understand how to deal with it and keep it moving, or I can help other people get over it. It's one of the things about being a teacher. I was a student once. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I get what you're going through. So with the education I got, along with my anecdotal experience, so to say, I understand how to reach kids in a particular position, even though their position is not the same with this kid as this. I get it because I understand it.
So give me an example.
Of myself?
Yeah.
So, being a voiceover talent, you get told no a lot. Like, we're gonna go with this person. Well, we'll go with this person. But the most frustrating thing about that is they don't tell you why. They just say, "Oh, we'll go with somebody else." That will wear on you so much.
Especially someone like you who wants to improve.
Heck yeah! Like, what did I do wrong?
Right.
Like,
what can I do better?
So.
It's not you, it's me.
Exactly. So I had to teach myself, and this is another reason why I have a hard time just half-assing things.
Yeah.
I had to teach myself. It doesn't matter what they think. It matters on how you apply yourself and how much better you can get from it. Understanding the script allows you to give a better audition. Getting a better audition allows you, hopefully, to be that person. But at the end of the day, you have no control over that. Mm-hmm. So you just have to kill it. Regardless of what they think about you, you have to kill it. You have to get that thing and just get that script, understand the specs, knock it out. Like, dang, wow, that was really good. Sometimes I'll do an audition. They don't even ask me to do anything else. They'll just take the audition and run with it. Because I had that much of an understanding.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's rare, but it happened.
Oh, that's interesting.
One
and done?
That's when you're like,
yes.
Wow. Yeah, I love this. But it happens so rarely. But it happens. My dream is that, that's possible. I just need to understand it.
Okay.
So I can knock it out the park.
Well, so I want to know, though, when you're feeling that defeat, what do? They say, no, we're going to go with someone else. And it happens again and again for you. Mm-hmm. And you said you wanted to understand why. Mm-hmm. And in this situation, you kind of can't understand exactly why. So talk to me about that. What do you do?
So I focus on myself.
Okay.
I focus on what I've learned from my coaches and just try. So in some situations, I'll listen to the audition over and over again and try to pick up what they hear. And try to understand why they said no, but it comes back to understanding what I can do and what I can't do, and just deal with it. I mean, it sounds cliche, but I deal with it. I try to understand it and make myself better. It's weird in the voiceover world. You can't. Because if you stop, you have no choice. I mean, you have no chance, right? Mm-hmm. What was that quote? I think Michael Jordan said it. You only hit, no.
Oh, you only miss
100% of the shots that you don't take. Mm-hmm. That's voiceover, right? And if you kind of like, if you do that whole poor me thing, you'll never audition again.
The HB Studio Podcast is brought to you by the historic Roy Hill in Clemens, North Carolina. The opinions and thoughts presented on this podcast are that of Kristin, Tim, and their guests alone. Our goal is to bring positive motivation through real-life experiences and training as business professionals. Thank you for listening.